Alright, my other videos, they're kind of negative. They're not negative in that they're bad for you, they're good for you, but they tell you, like, don't do this, don't be a loser, don't be someone that makes excuses, don't be a pessimist. But here, I'm a positive person, so let's reframe that. Here's how you be a winner. Here's how you establish habits that are good for you. Because don't get me fucking started on habits. I'll be going all day. I want to talk about how to make good habits, how to establish them. And you'll notice my little chart up there. You can see it's got spots on it. Let's take a closer look at that. Ooh. Shit. Fucking Tadfella. Here's my habit tracker. I started tracking it on 9/11. Hey, I did not crash those planes on 9/11. I gotta work on my George Bush, but here's my habit tracker. I started this on 9/11, not too long after I started reading Atomic Habits, one of the best books out there. It's my personal favorite, but here's my habit tracker. You can see there's some grids. There's 8 grids here. Okay. Some of them are pretty filled out. Some of them are not so much. And it's not like I just stopped. Okay. This is today. This right here. So let's walk through these and let's walk through this process, because this has changed my life. Like, I have always had trouble building habits because it's hard. Everyone has trouble building habits because good habits are hard to build. They're not instantly gratifying. You have to put a system in place. This is your system, baby. Now you can change it. This is my specific type of autism, but do what works for you. Some people are X's and O's. Some people are checks or not check. Me, I don't know. It gets me going when I color in these boxes. There's something about it. So I'm going to recommend this system. Fill in these boxes. It gives you a dopamine hit that's just like busting a nut, I swear. So let's walk through some of these habits. Obviously, make your own habits. Make them about what you want. But here's the process. Here's my habits. Here's how you track them. And here's how you improve on them. So for example, my first one in the top left, you can see that this is actually probably the most successful habit. It might be because it's in the top left, or it might be just because it's an easy thing to do. But tracking my macros, I have high blood pressure. I'm always stressed out. My arteries are clogged. I eat fatty foods, lots of sugar. Sometimes I don't meet my protein goals. Well, not anymore. I track that shit. I'm always meeting that shit. But in the past, my diet was all sorts of fucked up. And diet is one of the first things you should fix. Exercise and diet are for animals. We're animals. First, we're animals. Then we're humans. So why don't you start with appeasing the animal in you rather than the human? I think, therefore I am. Well, dumbass, you're not going to think unless you're eating some high quality oats or some shit. It doesn't even have to be high quality, but you have to at least eat, you know? So I'm sure everyone here is eating, but eat some better shit. I'm sure Descartes, he wasn't eating fucking processed Red 40, you know? He wasn't eating M&Ms and Skittles. He was eating spinach. And actually, he was kind of cracked out. There was that story of him crawling into a furnace on like Christmas or something. And he came out like a week later, naked, just like that Danny DeVito gif of him climbing naked out of the couch. That's Descartes. And he came out, and that's where he said, cognito ergo sum. Maybe that's what he said. Maybe it was something else. I don't fucking know. Anyway, you can see every square here is a day. And you can see they're all numbered. So it's backwards, but it's starting at 37. That's because the 9/11 was the 37th week of the year. So you could start whenever. If you're watching this before New Year's, don't wait until the new year to start. Make it week 51. And by the way, you don't have to start with empty squares. You could say that this is Tuesday. Or if you don't really care about it, you could start with an empty square. Because I started the day after this, so I was doomed to have an empty square for this first day at least. So tracking habits. very good. This one, established habit. And now I can work on other shit. Like now I'm very aware of all my sodium and saturated fats, and I've gotten that shit down. So let's hope my blood pressure is also down. Who knows? Weed, okay, there's gonna be one habit on here that's worse than all the others. And in my case, it was weed. I like weed. I'd like to smoke some less weed because it makes me less sharp, but oh well. What are you gonna do? Not every habit is gonna be a fucking banger. The gym, this one, I'm not going for every day here. I'm trying to go like 3 times a week. And I actually had it for a while there. Then my gym closed. They changed their hours. They're being gay. So now I'm in the process of getting that back in track. But 3 days a week, 4 days a week, I'm on it. So I'd say so far, tracking macros, established. Gym, established. Reading, I just fell off a fucking cliff. And this one, I have trouble finding good books. I do. I read Atomic Habits, and that's where this streak was coming from. Oh, baby. When I finished that, I was like, I can't find a good book. I tried, but I just can't find a good book. So not all of these habits are going to succeed. Maybe don't even put 8 habits, maybe put 4. Put as many as are not going to make you overwhelmed. I really don't care that some of these are not filled out, because not all 8 are going to be filled out. It's okay. I'm going to make a new sheet soon, and that sheet will have not the old ones, but the old ones that still need some work, or a variation of those. YouTube, you can see this one was shit, until recently. I've been on a roll, baby. So, beautiful. Water, I used to always be super fucking dehydrated. I was always ending up with a headache at the end of the day, like, why is life so painful? But turns out, you gotta drink water. So, minimalism, this was another one that's kind of failed. I was doing really well, but I wouldn't even say it failed because my room is so much cleaner than it was before I filled in all these boxes. And that's because minimalism is beautiful, but it's hard to sustain. Like I could keep getting rid of shit, but I don't want to get rid of everything. You know, I'm not ready to be a complete minimalist. So, and 8 a.m. I used to be a degenerate. I used to wake up at 9, 10 a.m. Now, 8 a.m. baby. And now I'm starting at 7 a.m. So my next sheet, it'll say 7 a.m. So look at that. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna count YouTube because I know for a fact it's gonna continue. That's 4 habits. 4 of my 8. Good. I'm gonna keep working on them, but they're fucking nailed. Nailed it. Now I'm gonna write down 8 different habits. Well, not 8 different ones. Like, I'll get rid of some of these. YouTube, I'm definitely keeping this one. I'm gonna put this one in top left. I think top left, it's a priority. Put your priorities here in the top left. Those are my habits. I'm establishing them. And before this, I've always struggled with habits. But now, the proof is in the pudding. So get yourself a system like this. And here are some drawbacks of my personal system. There are none. It's perfect. The one thing I would be a little more specific. So don't just say weed. Say I'm not gonna smoke. And what I meant by this was, nah, I'm not gonna smoke weed at all because I'm not gonna not smoke weed. But like I meant like I'm gonna restrict it to these hours or whatever. But that changes every day. So you should write it down like, weed 5 to 7 p.m. That's it. No more, no less. Well, maybe less. And probably more too, but yeah, that's the idea. So this system has worked beautifully for me. It doesn't even have to be clean or organized. Like, look at this is messy as shit, but it works for me. Do what works for you. Experiment. Try things out. But also, don't think like just because it's not working, it's your system. It might just be you. If I didn't put in the effort, this system would be dog shit because I would just not color in any squares. But I color in the squares because I do the habits. So be specific. Do something like this, whatever floats your boat, and you're gonna build some beautiful habits. So think, what habits do I want to build? Write them down, make some boxes, get something, do something, and boom, bada bing, you're gonna be a new man in however long. Like this was, the current week is 52, last week of the year. I started this on the 37th week. That was September. It's been over 3 months. Over 3 months of changed man. I wasn't doing any of this shit before. And now I'm doing all of this. Well, half of it. The beautiful thing is, when you rewrite your thing, and you get rid of some of them, I'm not just gonna stop tracking my macros just because I'm not coloring it in. It's easy, it's established, I've done it. I'm gonna keep doing it, even though I'm gonna take it off my next sheet. So that's the beauty about habits. Once you build it, it's there. So let's go, people. Make a little sheet. Get organized, make a system. This is my system. Get a system that works for you. And you'll build some fucking habits in no time.